Hi and welcome back. This is my Halloween edition, although you might not see it till after Halloween because yesterday was a terrible, dark, rainy day, and as you all know, you need lighting to film anything. So today the sun came out and I'm going to show you how to make easy, gluten-free, dairy-free chicken nuggets. Now down here I have 2 chicken breasts. You can do 3 if you want, but there's just the 2 of us. So I already took the fats off, and when I get chicken in bulk, I trim it with all the trim. What I'm trying to say is I trim all the fat off and stuff like that, and then I drop them into small sandwich bags and zip them up, and then I put them in a gallon-sized bag to freeze. Now these were frozen. They're going to have a lot more moisture than regular chicken that you would just buy fresh from the store. So what I want to do here is I want to cut them in strips. Watch your fingers. And then I want to take these strips and cut them this way to make the nuggets. Now if you want to do them one at a time instead of what I'm doing, feel free to do that, because I've been cooking for a long time and pretty comfortable with the way I cut things. About 1 inch each. Some of them are smaller, but we'll check that out as we go along. And then I have the second one here, and also make strips. And then nuggets. Take it slow. If it was a little bit more frozen, as if I put it in a freezer before I went to cut it, it would harden it up a little bit to where it would be easier to cut. That's why you need to watch your fingers if you're doing it this way. Okay. Now I'm not going to do a batter. I'm going to do the dry flour egg thing. So I'm going to put this over here for a minute. Now you notice I had a wet paper towel underneath my cutting board to stop it from sliding around, because you don't want it sliding around, a cutting board that slides around when you're trying to cut. It's dangerous. So here I have 2 eggs, slightly beaten. And I want to add 2 tablespoons or 3 tablespoons of almond milk. This is unsweetened. I keep that in my refrigerator. It lasts a long time. I'm going to beat that up with a fork. And here I have 3/4 of a cup of Crocker Biscuit mix. You can buy it in the grocery store. Hopefully your grocery store has it. And 1/4 cup of cornstarch. And here I have a teaspoon of pepper, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of poultry seasoning, teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of onion powder, and for a little kick, just some Chipoltle powder, 1/2 teaspoon of that. Put that all in. We want to mix it in our flour. I use a fork. I used to have a wee little tiny whisk. I don't know what happened to it. Things get lost, especially when you move. So I'm just using a fork. What I'm going to do is, I got some crumbled up stuffing mix, and it already has the seasonings in it. You have your sage and thyme and all that in it. I crumbled it up real small in a food processor because it came in a box, And I probably used that one small box that I bought at Aldi's gluten-free stuffing mix probably 4 or 5 times, because I just needed a little bit of it for, I made it in my meatballs, my fruity cocktail meatballs that I posted. That was the last recipe. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our nuggets. I need to dry them off, get some of that moisture off of there. Don't mind me, I get aggressive when I cook. It's sticking to the paper towel. Yeah. Welcome to my kitchen. Okay. I'm going to drop some of these into the flour. Use my hands. I was going to use my plastic gloves, but I forgot. And get these dusted up real good. Shake them off, drop them in the egg mixture. There we go. Make sure that they're covered with the egg mixture, and this is where it gets messy. I'm going to bring them over here and drop them in the stuffing mix. Now I'm not going to push down on these. I don't want to push the stuffing mix into the chicken. I just want it to coat it a little bit. We're going to bake these. A lot of people fry them, and I don't like to fry things. It's just so messy, especially when I cook. Get stuff all over your kitchen and your stove. And so I'm going to go ahead and take my fork and just lightly mix them into the breadcrumbs. Then here I have a baking sheet that I put a rack in, and I sprayed the rack with cooking spray, and I'm going to start putting these on the cookie sheet, and then I'm going to continue to do the rest, and I'll be back to show you when they're done. Okay, I got 37 breaded nuggets. I had some chicken left over, and all I did is dip it in the flour and put it on the side. We'll see how that comes out, how that tastes. But what I do is I take my cooking spray, and I'm going to spray it over the top. That'll crisp them up better. And I'm going to put this in the oven, 425 for 20 minutes. And because some of the pieces are smaller, you see some of them are bigger. So what you're going to do is you're going to check it. I check it at 15 to see how the little ones are doing. And if they look like they're already done and hard, which I mean cooked is what I meant by hard, take them out. Leave these in a little bit longer because they're bigger pieces. Okay, I'm going to put this in the oven, and I'll come back to show you what they look like. This is how it came out of the oven after 20 minutes. I did go 20. They're crunchy. And I'm going to plate them up. And I sprinkled salt over them as soon as they came out of the oven. And some of these are sticking to the rack, even though I sprayed it with cooking spray. But that happens, and I'm sure somebody will pick that off later on. Probably me. Now, I don't have any barbecue sauce for dipping, but I had some sweet chili sauce that you get in the Chinese restaurants. And I'm going to put some of it in this bowl. And you can use ketchup. Well, any dipping sauce of your choice. Ranch dressing. And put that in there. And I'm going to take a taste test of one of the nuggets. Crunchy. I really like that stuffing mix crumbs on the outside. This dipping sauce is really good. Anyhow, sorry. I should take smaller bites. Anyway, I want to tell you to support your local businesses. We still have businesses out there that did not open up, or they're just not doing good because people are spaced out and afraid to go in where other people are. So please support them. And until next time, bye.